Most founders have no idea, but their ads, funnel, and sales team, and even their tracking is built to fail. And this is why they can't scale to 7 figures per month, no matter what they do. Hi, my name is Rod Silva. I'm founder of 7 Figure CEOs, and over the last 6 years, I've built and scaled offers that have generated over $75 million in high-ticket sales. I've spent over $30 million across YouTube, Meta, Google, and TikTok, and I've coached over 250 founders across every industry you can imagine, scaling some from 0 to 13 million in under 12 months. In this video, I'm gonna break down the exact blueprint I used to take offers to 7 figures per month fast. You'll discover why most scaling advice is dead wrong, how to structure your ads, your funnel, your sales team, and the mental blocks that keep most business owners stuck at the 6-figure level. Whether you're running paid ads now or planning to, this is the playbook you need. Make sure you watch to the end because I'll show you how to avoid the #1 mistake founders make once they start scaling. Let me get straight to the point. You might be wondering, why should you listen to me? Over the last 6 years, I've generated over $75 million in high-ticket sales. I've spent over $30 million in paid ads across YouTube, Meta, TikTok, and Google, and helped clients scale from 0 to 3, 7, even 13 million in under 12 months. I've also worked with industry titans such as Rudy Moore, Chris Patterson, Jason Wojo, Michael Walding, Doug Taylor, just to name a few. So what I'm about to share with you isn't recycled advice. It's the playbook we use in the field today with real money on the line. Now, let me tell you the truth about why most businesses never break past 6 figures. It's not what you think. It's not because your funnel's broken, it's not because your ads suck, and it's definitely not because there's some magic button inside the ads manager that you haven't pressed yet. The real reason why most people are stuck is because they don't know their numbers. You can't scale what you don't measure, period. Most people I talk to have no clue what their true cost per acquisition is. They're guessing on the LTV, refund rates, churn, retention, ROAS, and hoping somehow the math will magically work out. On top of that, their departments are chaos, no real systems in marketing, sales team is winging it, product is average, and worst of all, no real leadership. Everyone's running around doing busy work, but no one's accountable. No structure, no standards, no rhythm. That's why the EOS system exists, and most of you need to be applying this yesterday. Now, here's what you need to know and probably won't want to hear, but it's the truth. Scaling isn't about finding the next secret hack or underground funnel template. That's fantasy. Right now, the winners are the ones who know how to execute the fundamentals. They test fast, replicate what works, and optimize relentlessly. They do not innovate out of boredom. They don't chase magic buttons in the ads manager. They double down on messaging, creative, and systems. That's it. So if you're serious about scaling to 7 figures and beyond, here's where it starts. Know your numbers. Build real systems in marketing, sales, and fulfillment. Lead your team like a real CEO. And most of all, stop chasing that shiny object. In this video, I'm gonna walk you through exactly how to do that. Let's talk about the biggest lie people believe about ads. They think there's a secret audience in the ads manager, secret setting, some magic media buyer trick that's gonna scale their offer. Let me break it down to you. That's BS. Yes, there are tweaks that can get you an extra 10 or 20%, but if you're stuck at 6 figures, that's not your problem right now. You're missing the foundation. Advertising is not about settings, it's about psychology. You need to understand your audience better than they understand themselves. What keeps them up at night? What are they afraid will never change? What do they wish was true but don't believe yet? Until you get inside their head, your ads won't work. That's where the API framework comes in. The API framework stands for authority, persuasion, and influence. So let's break it down. First, we have authority. People buy from people they trust. You must position yourself as the expert, visually, verbally, energetically. Authority isn't just being loud, it's being confident, it's proof, it's precision. Second, we have persuasion. People have limiting beliefs. They think that won't work for me, my market's different, my business is different. You need to ethically break those beliefs and replace them with new ones that will open the door to your offer. Finally, we have influence. This is kind of the subconscious mind. It's like The little things like the consistency of your branding, the value you create online, creating goodwill before asking for the sale. So influence isn't about a pitch. It's about creating desire without asking for it directly. You must use this framework in every ad, every email, every VSL, webinar, sales call, you name it. Now, talking about advertising, here's the biggest mistake I see. Most people treat everyone the same. Generic ads, generic messaging, no targeting by mindset or stage of awareness. And the worst part is they see someone scaling and say, oh, I should just copy their ads, their funnels, their landing pages. No, wrong. You don't want to copy what people are doing. You want to copy the framework behind what they are doing. Copying tactics without understanding the strategy, that's why 97% of ads don't convert. If you don't know where your audience is in the buying journey, you're throwing darts blindfolded. Eugene Schwartz broke this down decades ago in his book, Breakthrough Advertising. And it's still the playbook to use today. So there's 5 stages of awareness. The first stage is unaware, where people don't even know they have a problem. The second one is problem aware. They know they have a problem, but don't know if there's a solution. The third stage, solution aware. They know a solution exists, but don't know what the solution is right now, what's the right one for them. Then we have product aware. They know you exist, right, as a company, but they need to believe you are the right fit. Finally, you have the most aware, where they pretty much just need an offer for the final push. So your ads and your landing page and your messaging must match their level of awareness. If they're problem aware and you pitch them your product, you're gonna lose them. If they're product aware and you're educating them on the basics, you're gonna bore them. So you have to meet them exactly where they're at and then walk them step by step towards a conversion. Great advertising is just understanding human behavior at scale. You speak to the pain points they're already feeling, you show them the future they desperately want, and then you bridge that gap with your offer, clearly, confidently, and congruently. Do that, and your ad spend becomes a money printing machine, not just a gamble. So let's talk about your funnel now, because here's what most businesses get wrecked. Most people build lead gen funnels that are optimized to collect as many leads as possible, as cheaply as possible. Sounds good on paper, but in reality, it's a terrible disaster. I've tested this across hundreds of offers and millions in ad spend. And I'll tell you something, the cheaper the lead, the worse the ROI every time. Why? Well, because when you feed the algorithm with low quality data, it learns to bring you more of the wrong people. And then you're stuck with broke leads, a burnout sales team, a garbage pipeline, and a bunch of no-shows and people ghosting. And that is why I created the straight line conversion funnel. Instead of optimizing for the front end, like a basic lead or an opt-in, I go deep. We optimize for the actual outcome we want, like booked calls or purchases. And yes, even for high tickets. So if you're spending money on ads, you have to train the pixel with quality data. Okay, what's the big difference? Well, let's say you have a lead gen funnel. You're most likely optimizing for cheap leads, aka broke leads. You're prioritizing quantity, volume, right? You're gonna feed terrible data back to the ad platform, which is only gonna attract more broke, unqualified, and tire kickers. But when you're using the straight line conversion funnel, it's completely different. You're gonna optimize for qualified leads, aka applications, and I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. You're gonna prioritize quality, which is the most important thing, especially for high ticket sales. You're gonna feed that information, the exact buyer profile that you want more of, back to the ad platform. And you're gonna filter and disqualify these non-buyers or unqualified leads before they even talk to your sales team. Trust me, they're gonna freaking love you for this. Let's break it down step by step. First, let's go deep with the funnel optimization. So we wanna send conversion events back to Meta from the bottom of funnel, not the top, so you can optimize for purchases. Minimum, you wanna optimize for qualified booked calls or applications. If you are spending over $10,000 a day on ads, you can probably start optimizing for purchases. Otherwise, go for the booked calls or applications. But never, no matter what, never optimize for just leads and opt-ins where you just get a phone number or anything else without any other sort of qualification, because most of the times you're going to be attracting broke people. Number two, you have to disqualify early. So we always use these black and white qualification questions in the application process, right? So for example, you can ask basic questions like, is your business doing at least X amount of money per month? Or are you in this industry? Do you have a sales team? Are you generating over 100 sales calls a month? If the answer to those questions, there's one that it's not the one that you want, right? A no or something like that, they go straight to a disqualification page and they don't go any further. No call, nothing on the CRM, nothing back to the pixel data. And we're only training the system on the people who can and do buy. Another mistake I see, people send their leads a PhD level course between the opt-in and the sales call. They think they're warming up the lead, they're nurturing the lead. But what they're really doing is giving them ammo to back out. People are skeptical, they're cynical. So people are looking for a reason to say no. And if you send them 10 emails, a 1 hour long video, an entire product or service breakdown, you just gave them 100 reasons to talk themselves out of it. In short, less is more. Instead, give them just enough so you can establish authority, build trust, spark that curiosity, and sell them the new opportunity, not the process. They should get off your VSL thinking, man, this feels like the solution to my problem, exactly what I was looking for. I need to know more. That's what gets calls booked with intent. Now, let's move on to the VSL, because the truth is, for the first 50 seconds are gonna make it or break it. So let me start with this. If you fumble the first 60 seconds of your VSL, it doesn't matter how good the rest is. No one's watching it. Let that sink in. Most people overshare right away. They brag and flex and vomit social proof, and it just feels salesy and inauthentic. Once again, you need to apply the API framework fast. You're gonna show you're the authority, you're gonna prove that you understand their pain, and you're gonna give them a little hint on the solution they are looking for. And you wanna make it personal and relatable. You have to do that in the first 60 to 120 seconds, or you've already lost them. That's how you build a funnel that converts strangers into qualified buyers at scale. But we're still missing something: sales. So here's how I train closers to sell high-ticket offers and do it fast. It all starts with a simple rule. If you have to explain something more than once, document it. I have a full onboarding documentation for my closers. How the CRM works, the pipeline stages, what to do when a deal closes, what to do when someone no-shows, how to follow up, what qualifies and disqualifies somebody. They don't need to slow down the sales manager. They follow the SOPs. They get onboarded in a week max. But SOPs are only part of it. This year, I built an AI sales trainer that simulates real sales scenarios using my 5 pillars of high-ticket sales. Why? Because role play is inefficient. You waste time, it's awkward, it's not real, and the worst part, you burn leads and spend money trying to get the reps up to speed. With the AI trainer, new closers can run through 10, 20 full practice calls in a couple of days. They get instant feedback, scoring, and coaching. They can redefine their tone, the objection handling, the discovery, all of it, with no wasted leads and no wasted money. So by day 7, they're ready to take live calls, and not just take them, but convert them. Because now they're 80% ramped up before they even talk to a real prospect. Now, that takes us to the next topic: objection handling. Objection handling starts before the objection happens. So you're gonna hear the same objections over and over again. It's too expensive, I need to think about it, I need to talk to my spouse, I need to do more research. So in an ideal scenario, you don't handle the objections, you need to prevent them. And it starts with your discovery. You have to ask the right questions, dig deep, isolate the real pain, because when the diagnosis is precise, the prescription becomes obvious. If you do get an objection, you must do what most closers don't. You need to isolate the objection. It always comes down to 2 things. Either they're sold, but they don't have the cash, at which point you can offer payment plans, financing, or any other alternative. And option number two, they're just not sold on it, which means you didn't build enough authority, you didn't ask the right questions, you didn't position the system in the right way. So you need to go back, ask more questions, and really understand what's blocking them, what's the limiting belief, and reframe everything and pitch them again. So for example, if they say, hey, I need to think about it, your answer could be something like, hey, it's totally fair, I get it, it's an important decision, so I'm sure you need to think about it. Just so that I know, what especially you want to think about? Is it the price or is it something else? The point is, don't leave the objection vague. Drill down to it until you know exactly what's the real issue. If they say, well, it's this other thing, you can address it and pitch them again. Finally, if you want to scale to 7 figures per month, you better know your numbers back and forth. Here's what we track internally. We track show up rate, reschedule rate, cancellation rate, the sales cycle length, the percentage of one call closes, the time to close metrics, how many close within the first 7 days versus the next 7 days versus the next 7 days, the percentage of deals that were PIFs versus payment plans, the LTV per sales rep, what's the percentages of closes coming from a setter. Once again, if you can't measure it, you can't optimize it. So don't blame the marketing, don't blame the ads, check the systems first. And that starts with sales metrics. So let's wrap up with a bonus section on what's the real reason why most founders don't scale past 6 figures per month. Because the truth is, it's not just the ads, it's not just the funnel or the sales team, it's the mindset. So let's talk about 2 mindset blocks that I see the most often. The first one is the fantasy ROAS. I can't tell you how many people I talk to who are like, yeah, we're doing like 200K, 300K a month, but we're only getting 3x ROAS. So we're holding back spend until we can hit 8 or 10x. Why? They don't even know. It's just some random number they heard back in 2016 on a podcast, and now they're obsessed with chasing this mythical benchmark that doesn't even apply to their model. So let me give it to you straight. If you're getting 2 to 3 ROAS on cash collected within the first 30 days, you can scale aggressively. Most 7 and 8 figure high ticket businesses are built on 2 to 3x ROAS on cash collected, not 8, not 10, not 15. That's fantasy land. What's the real leverage? Your LTV, your upsells, your downsells, your retention, your referrals, and operational efficiency. So stop chasing unicorns and start getting your numbers right. Mindset block number 2 are these people who want to scale at all costs. Okay, is just scale without really reinforcing your backend. You ramp up the ads, leads flow in, customers flow in, and then what happens? Fulfillment breaks. Surprise. That means your refunds are gonna spike, your reputation is gonna tank, the team morale drops as well. Your ROAS goes to hell anyway. So yeah, scaling, super sexy, until your fulfillment systems collapse under pressure. So here's the mindset shift you must have. Don't just build a sales engine. Build an ecosystem that can absorb growth. All right, guys, there you have it. That's the blueprint. The same one I've used to scale offers to $3, $7, even $13 million in under 12 months. Now, if you're already doing 6 figures a month, but you're stuck, you're tired of chasing broke leads, bloated teams, and BS advice that does not scale, then you can click the link below and you'll get a chance to work with me and my 8-figure team to build a system that scales without doing the guesswork. No BS, just the same process we run internally for our clients who are generating millions per month. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, because once we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm giving away something big. One person will get a full audit of their current offer, funnel, ad strategy, sales team, plus we're gonna create a custom scaling roadmap built by me and my team. I normally charge 10 grand for this, but I'm giving it away 100% free to celebrate the 1,000 subs. So subscribe now and I'll see you on the next one.
I'm in full-blown panic mode, looking for an exit route, cause ad campaigns stress me out, and I need to focus on other aspects of my business. It really feels like all of my ad spend goes down the drain. Haven't seen an ROI from a single campaign. Now there's my problem, can you tell me who can fix it? Well, I know where you need to go. 7 figure CEO. You one-stop one-stop shop when it comes to paid social media advertising.